Okay, so let's get rolling. Hello and welcome. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran.
And I'm Gautam Roy.
And we are interrupting our regular programming to bring you our continuing coverage of the AI Impact Summit that's taking place in New Delhi.
Well, Information and Broadcasting Minister Ashwini Vaishnav will shortly be addressing a press conference, and we'll take you live to it in just a bit, in his capacity, in fact, as India's Information Technology Minister, really.
And our reporters on the ground will give you the inside track on the optics and likely outcomes from the summit as well.
Also joining us would be our expert guests who will put the summit in its proper context and perspective for you. Day 5 rolling right now for the summit.
Right, so India has formally joined Pax Silica, a US-led effort on artificial intelligence and supply chain security, on the sidelines of Day 5 of the AI Impact Summit in New Delhi.
Well, Pax in Latin stands for peace. It denotes peace, stability, as well as prosperity.
On the 5th day of India AI Impact Summit, India formally joined Pax Silica, the US-led alliance on artificial intelligence and supply chain security. The declaration was signed by Secretary S. Krishnan, US Under-Secretary Jacob Hellberg, and US Ambassador to India Sergio Gore. Hellberg hailed India joining Pax Silica, noting that it underscores the importance of economic security translating into national security.
Our fundamental mission is not resistance, it's renewal. We are forging a supply chain that is the foundation for prosperity. We are building a new architecture that diffuses intelligence, placing the awesome power of AI into the palm of our people's hands and unleashing a wave of unprecedented possibility.
Gore said that India's entry into Pax Silica is not just symbolic, it is strategic and essential.
India's entry into Pax Silica isn't just symbolic, it's strategic, it's essential. India is a nation with deep talent, deep enough to rival challengers. India's engineering depth offers critical capabilities for this vital coalition.
At the ceremony, Union Minister of Electronics and Information Technology, Ashwini Vaishnav, said that India is not just holding a summit here, but building the future.
India is a trusted country, and that's because our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has conducted the foreign policy in a way where that trust and respect, the respect of a 5,000-year-old civilization, that gravitas that जो भारत की civilization का ठहराव है, वो ठहराव आज दुनिया मानती है, वो gravitas आज दुनिया मानती है, और इसीलिए भारत पे trust है.
Launched in December 2025, Pax Silica is US Department of State's flagship effort on AI and supply chain security, advancing new economic security consensus among allies and trusted partners. It applies to the foundations of modern AI and computing. The initiative aims to build a secure, resilient, innovation-driven technology ecosystem spanning critical minerals, energy, advanced manufacturing, semiconductors, AI infrastructure, and logistics. Its core objectives are to reduce coercive dependencies, to partner to secure global tech supply chains, to address AI supply chain opportunities and vulnerabilities, to exploring joint investment, and to protect sensitive technologies and build trusted digital infrastructure. Pax Silica signatories are India, Australia, Greece, Israel, Japan, Qatar, South Korea, Singapore, UAE, and UK. Pax Silica highlights technological revolution in AI is accelerating, increasingly reorganizing the world economy and reshaping global supply chains. Bureau Report, DD India.
Google's CEO Sundar Pichai was present at the signing ceremony of the Pax Silica agreement. He spoke about how the world is on the cusp of an era of hyper-progress and new discoveries through AI.
And the Google chief also spoke of the need for collective efforts to make the benefits of AI accessible to everyone and everywhere, highlighting the critical role of the US-India partnership.
I said we are on the cusp of an era of hyper-progress and new discoveries. but the best outcomes are not guaranteed. We must work together to ensure the benefits of AI are available to everyone and everywhere. The US-India partnership has a critical role to play. Google is proud to serve as a connection point between them, both figuratively and literally. I believe India is going to have an extraordinary trajectory with AI, and we are supporting with a full stack commitment, including products, skilling, and infrastructure.
And leaders of several nations have participated in the AI Impact Summit. On day 5, Prime Minister Modi held a bilateral meeting with Prince Alloy of Liechtenstein at Hyderabad's house in New Delhi.
And the discussions held on the sidelines of the India AI Impact Summit 2026 focused on strengthening bilateral ties, innovation, emerging technologies, and mutual cooperation. The meeting underscored India's growing global partnerships in AI as well as beyond.
Prime Minister Modi also held a bilateral meeting with Slovakia's President Peter Pellegrini. The two leaders discussed strengthening ties in innovation, modern technology, and responsible AI development.
The engagement builds on recent high-level exchanges aiming to boost India-Slovakia partnership in digital transformation and global AI governance.
The Prime Minister also held bilateral talks with Sri Lanka's President. Right, let's take you to New Delhi for a press conference addressed by IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnav.
Secretary MIT, Sri S. Krishnanji, and Additional Secretary Sri Abhishek Singhji. To brief you on this, we have Honorable Union Minister Sri Ashwini Vaishnavji. Sir, now I request you to address the media.
Sathiyo, namaskar. This AI Impact Summit has been a grand success on many fronts. Thank you. अगर हम participation पे देखें तो about more than 5 lakh visitors have enjoyed this exhibition, learnt a lot, interacted with many experts from the world. We had practically every major AI player in the world participating in large numbers. We had so many startups getting the opportunity to showcase their work. Overall, the quality of discussion was phenomenal. If you look at the ministerial dialogue, the leaders' plenary, the main inauguration function, the summit, the quality of participation, the quality of dialogue was phenomenal. Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji's vision of Manav AI, which is AI of the humans, by the humans, for the humans. I think that was very well accepted. Practically every ministerial which we had, the bilateral which I and my colleague Shri Jitinji had, everywhere, practically every minister resonated with this, and everybody felt happy that we have brought the discussion about responsible and ethical AI to the forefront by involving 2.5 lakh students in this entire journey. We had a Guinness World Record for that involvement of the students. We also have a lot of investment pledges. I was just asking Abhishek ji and Krishnan ji, I think the number is growing each day, so it's already crossed $250 billion for the infra-related investments, and about $20 billion for the VC deep tech investments which have been committed by investors. This is a very important sign for us. The numbers are important, but what is important is the world has confidence on India's role in the new AI age. That's very, very important for all of us because as we have seen, there is always a always a need to bring out the talent that we have, bring out the energy that we have in front of the world so that the world recognizes that. I would also like to share with you that the Action Summit, the previous one, had about 60 signatories in the final declaration. We have already crossed 70. There are many ministers who are here and they are discussing with us. So I think by the time we close the summit tomorrow, we have, as you know, we have extended it by one more day. We believe that it will cross 80. All the major countries have already signed. If you feel that somebody has not signed, you need not speculate on that. All the important AI, people who matter in AI, they have all signed. We'll be giving you the formal number tomorrow once the summit closes. That is the way it is. It should be done. That's the right way of doing things. We also had many interesting episodes where I met a very young innovator today morning and even in the previous couple of days back also. Some very young people have done so much work in AI, which was very, very encouraging, because if the youth sees that hope in this new world, the youth has that positivity about this technology. We also found very strong endorsement of our policy of working on all the 5 layers and our focus on having a sovereign bouquet of models. The models which were released, I tell you, in every bilateral that I had with the industry leaders, they are really surprised at the quality of output with such few resources, with such the kind of resources which some of the frontier labs have at their disposal. And with such frugal resources, our engineers and researchers have produced such good models, which is what gives huge endorsement to our efforts. I would also like to thank all the team members, all the stakeholders, right from media, from the organizers, from ITPO, and special thanks to the MEA and Ministry of Home Affairs, Delhi Police, for so much effort they have tirelessly put in making this a grand success. Thank you everybody who participated in this. And also thanks to the youth who endorsed this, who took this so positively that whatever little effort that Congress made for trying to disrupt the summit was really, I mean, the youth very clearly said that this is their exhibition, it is the exhibition, this is the summit for the youth who want to make the best use of it. They don't believe in the negative politics that Congress was trying to play. We had some bad choices here, people coming into the exhibition, and we took immediate action against anybody who tried to demean the good work that is being done by our startups and by engineers, by our people who are working in the AI field. That is something that we are a very open-minded government. We believe in taking your feedback. We believe in working with you. We believe in the goal of Viksit Bharat, and that's why we would like to tirelessly work towards with you for this goal, which our Prime Minister has given that vision for our entire country, and we have to do it together. This has to be done by all the 140 crore of our citizens who believe in this common goal of Viksit Bharat, and these are steps in that direction. Friends, tomorrow we'll be also laying the foundation for our next semiconductor plant here in Uttar Pradesh. I'll invite all of you to join that ceremony also. And on 28th, we'll start the commercial production from Micron facility, and that will be one of the largest facilities that Micron has. practically more than 10 cricket fields kind of facility. It's very large, and that is going to be inaugurated on 28th. So all these are steps, very methodical, step by step, moving in the direction for creating that foundation which our Prime Minister is laying for the young generation, for Viksit Bharat, for all of you who are watching it on TV or social media. Our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji is laying the foundation for the country, which will be a developed nation by 2047. I'll take questions, and like in the past, we'll follow the first row, second row, third row.
Thank you, sir. First of all, please identify yourself and your organization's name before asking the question. And as sir has said, start from the left. Yes, please.
Hi, sir. I am Nishant Ketu from ANI. My question is, how do you see that India's role in AI sector globally? My first question is. Second question is, sir, आज जैसा कि यूथ कांग्रेस ने किया है, आखिरी दिन आकर के जिस तरह से प्रोटेस्ट किया है, उसके बारे में आपका क्या कहना है?
Next. Anybody else on this? Okay. Anirudh.
सर ओवरऑल अगर इस पूरे 5 दिन का आउटकम के तौर पर आप 3 लाइन में बता पाएं कि जैसे आप हालांकि बता चुके हैं, लेकिन हम उसको और एलाबोरेटली जानना चाहेंगे कि ये 5 दिन का सत्र खत्म हुआ तो उसके बाद भारत को ये हासिल हुआ.
Thank you. Yes, please.
I'm Pranab Prakhar, sir. I just want to know, when Prime Minister began this on the 16th when this program began, and today where we are, what is the observation our Prime Minister has given to you or indication he has given to you?
Sorry?
Observation or indication that he has given to you about AI Impact Summit.
Next, please.
Hi, this is Deepak Ajwani from Economic Times Digital Team. I have one simple ask. Have there been certain guidelines, guardrails that have been put together by all the countries that got represented yesterday on the stage on effective, ethical and responsible use of AI? Is there a
good question. Very good
paper
question.
that you can bring about maybe tomorrow where all of you have agreed that this is at least first set of blueprint which can be iterative later?
Thank you.
Next.
Hi, sir. Shavik from Mint. Sir, 2 questions. One is on the participation from big tech companies. Have there been conversations, the global tech companies, have there been conversations with global tech companies in terms of the role that they will play in India as far as public services are concerned? Because each of them spoke about AI and its role in public services. And secondly, the models that were launched under the AI mission, they've also been backed. Is there a takeaway from the summit in terms of where they go from here? Thank you.
Yes. So, Ohik from Money Control. So, just wanted to ask you, yesterday we had the Frontier AI commitments. So, the Delhi declaration will also come tomorrow. So, the Frontier AI commitment is voluntary in nature. The Delhi declaration, I'm assuming, is non-binding. So, how do we ensure that this does not remain on paper? How do we ensure implementation?
Didn't get your question. Can you repeat your question?
So, I'm saying the Frontier AI commitment is voluntary in nature, and the Delhi declaration, whenever it comes, is non-binding. So, how do we ensure that this does not remain on paper? Like the declarations, commitments made in the...
Anybody else on front row? You? Okay, please.
Sir, Ashish from Business Standard. All of the 3 previous summits had a focus area when it came to the declarations. If you could share just one line on what would be our focus area when the declaration is signed.
Please. You are to ask?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, sir. Shubhan from the Economic Times. I understand that the declaration will be coming tomorrow, and as you mentioned, some 80-odd countries will maybe, the list may be as high as, now it's 70, it may be up to 80. I just wanted to understand, since some of the previous summits have seen significant difference of opinion, in India, what were some of the areas where it was relatively easier to build consensus? And if possible, what were some of the areas where it took a little bit of time?
Next, last.
Hi, sir. We look AI ready globally, but my question would be for the last person standing in India, how far and how long it will take to reach to that one last person in India? How long will it take for AI to reach there?
Very good question.
Hi, sir. This is Lalit from Best Media Info. My question is, we have been seeing that traditional media sectors like TV, radio, print, they have been fighting for AdX, for advertising revenue, while digital is scaling up. Is there any way that AI or any policy can actually help bring balance in this revenue share of advertisement? My second question would be, there has been a long pending TRP guidelines overhaul that was formally, it was meant to bring multi-agency system into the picture and removal of landing pages. We just want to know where or in what stage that guidelines are in, and can we expect the guidelines coming in anytime soon?
Sir, I am Prashant from Asianet News. There were very good sessions in this AI summit. How do you wish to take down to the grassroots level how these sessions can help the lives of common man?
So, there are questions about where do we go from here? What will be the implementation? I'll take all these questions one by one. I think, friends, the journey so far has been very meaningful, very methodical, starting from building the base and working through all the layers of the AI stack and creating that foundational level of work, and now getting the entire world to come here, deliberate, interact with our industry. Now we'll take the next level of our AI mission, where we will be focusing and taking to a totally new level of models, a new level of common compute, new level of safety. We have so many collaborations agreed in the last few days, which is where I would like to address that point about paper versus real action. Yes, there is lots and lots of real action, real MOUs, real understanding which has happened in the past few days, where many of these things which concern us as well as the entire world will be working in a very collaborative manner. That is the real action which will come out of it. We'll very soon start working on the AI Mission 2.0, which will be definitely bigger than what it was in the AI Mission 1.0. Many of the goals we had set for ourselves in the Mission 1.0 are on the verge of getting completed, and many of them have actually exceeded. We wanted about 10,000 GPUs. We have 38,000 already, and another 20,000 very soon going to be launched. We have foundational models. We were looking at 2 foundational models. We have a bouquet of 12 models and very multimodal, reasonably, very well rated. We wanted to have an AI Safety Institute. We have now 12 institutes working on this in a network mode. So all these goals that we had set for ourselves are getting implemented very rapidly. So now we have to set bigger goals and achieve them as a part of the AI Mission 2.0. Our Honorable Prime Minister has always led from the front. The vision Manav AI that he gave yesterday is something which everybody resonated, everybody accepted in the ministerial dialogue, in the bilaterals. Everywhere people thought that first time they have heard a vision which is so compelling, and it just cuts across every civilization, every country. This is meaningful for everybody, every generation, every sector, every country. Because ultimately it's the humanity which matters the most. And that's why this vision resonated with everybody. Big tech participated very much in this. Same, the participation of the startups and young innovators. It was very good participation. There is huge consensus on the declaration. We just want to maximize the numbers. We in India should be leading that effort. It's so natural to do it. So, and given the size of this summit which has happened, स्वाभाविक है कि नंबर ऐसा सेट कर देना चाहिए जिससे कि रिकॉर्ड हमेशा यहीं कहीं रहे. So that's why we are trying to maximize that in a very, in fact, Abhishek to थोड़ा और मेहनत करो, ये सोच रहे थे आज छुट्टी ले लेंगे, लेकिन नहीं, आज छुट्टी नहीं मिलने वाली है, तो एक दिन और थोड़ी मेहनत करो। ASX भी साहब भी आ गए यहाँ पर, तो थोड़ी और मेहनत लगेगी। 80 से ज़्यादा क्रॉस कर लोगे? चलो ठीक है, कर ही लेना चाहिए, रिकॉर्ड तो अच्छा ही बनना चाहिए ना। Very important question which came is about diffusion, about the last person, how do we see the benefit? आपने देखा किस तरह से 5G का फास्टेस्ट रोल आउट हुआ था। आज भी अगर दुनिया के कई विशेषकर समृद्ध देशों में if you go there, rich countries, you will find that 5G is very patchy. It's not very the way it is in our country. वैसा ही एफर्ट इसमें भी लगाएंगे और इसमें बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी, and we are prepared to put that hard work, put that effort. Our Prime Minister keeps inspiring us that for us, we should not stop till the benefit reaches the last person in the society. That is our goal always, and we in BJP have always had a basic tenet as Antyodaya. We believe in inclusive growth, and if you look at Honorable Prime Minister's programs, each and every program, whether it is Jan Dhan, whether it is the Swachh Bharat, whether it is construction of toilets, whether it is Har Ghar Nal Se Jal, each and every program has been created and executed to bring the benefits to the last person in the society. We believe in inclusive growth as a basic political philosophy, and that's why here also that same political philosophy will be reflected. I have absolutely no doubt about it, because this is a family in which inclusive growth is one of the most important tenets of our thought process. There are questions about guardrails. You might have seen the first time all the big AI players came on the same stage and agreed. Voluntary is more like saying it, but of course we have discussed with them and all of them have come to this consensus. Taking those first steps was very, very important, and I don't want to exaggerate this, but if you ask any major policy leader in the world, and I had so many meetings today, each and every one is surprised how we could pull together the entire AI industry coming forward and started openly declaring about the guardrails that need to be set in. This was phenomenal. This was unprecedented. This has not happened any time in the past. So this is a major, major achievement, and this kind of achievement shows how India can be leading the thought process. We also had Pax Silica today, which is very important for us from the semiconductor industry perspective, from resilient supply chain, resilient value chain perspective. And the fact that we are today seen, whether in Europe or in Australia or in US or in Southeast Asia, everywhere we are seen as a trusted country, that itself speaks a lot about how our Prime Minister has conducted the foreign policy, how our Prime Minister has developed that trust among the entire global, every sector, every moment, every geography, every part of the world. Youth Congress, I have already responded. चलते जाएंगे एक एक करके. Next row.
Next second row. Just a second. Second row. हाँ, ये पूनम, please. चलिए. आपके पास भी आएंगे.
हम सबको लेना चाहिए.
हाँ, आएंगे एक एक करके. Yes, please.
MIB से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस का मैं बाद में अलग से जवाब दूंगा. आज AI मिशन की बात करें.
जी. पूनम जी.
नमस्कार सर. रेवेन्यू शेयर में एक फेयर रेवेन्यू शेयर होना चाहिए. ये हम लोगों का बिलीफ है. और डेफिनेटली वी आर नजिंग द entire, as I've said in the past also, this is something I've said in the past also. Definitely there should be a fair revenue share. लेकिन मैं इसका MIB का अलग से.
सर नमस्कार सर, मैं पूनम हूँ अमर उजाला से और पिछले 4 दिन से इस समिट के साथ जुड़ी हुई हूँ। मेरे 2 प्रश्न हैं, एक विमेन और एआई। हमने यहाँ पर ग्रामीण महिलाओं को एआई का प्रशिक्षण लेते हुए देखा है, तो कल जो डिक्लेरेशन आएगा उसमें हम महिलाएं कहाँ खड़ी होंगी, एक तो ये सवाल है। और दूसरा सबसे अहम सवाल है कि यहाँ पर हमने नीव जैसे स्टार्टअप्स देखे हैं जो हमें अंतरिक्ष की सुदूर ऊंचाइयों में ले जाने का वादा कर रहे हैं। इसी तरह से माइक्रोसॉफ्ट को हमने 20 फीट का गन्ना उगाते हुए भी देखा है। ये सारी टेक्निक्स और हमारे स्टार्टअप्स कैसे आम जन तक पहुंचेंगे? क्या इसके लिए सरकार किसी नीति पर विचार करेगी इस सफल एआई समिट के बाद?
थैंक यू। नेक्स्ट प्लीज इंट्रोड्यूस योरसेल्फ।
हेलो, नमस्ते, श्याम हूँ संसद टीवी से। मेरे 2 सवाल हैं। एआई जो आम आदमी है, कॉमन मैन है, जो टेक सेवी है, उनके लिए तो बहुत कुछ फेमिलियर है, आम आदमी के लिए अभी उतना फेमिलियर नहीं है। तो एक तो इससे जुड़ा जो मिथ है और डर जो बताया जा रहा है, कुछ सही और कुछ गलत, तो क्या कुछ मिथ बस्टर्स या डर समाप्त करने के लिए ऐसे कुछ चीज़ें, कुछ एफर्ट्स हो रहे हैं? दूसरा ये कि एआई का पर्पस तब अचीव होगा जो नॉन टेक लोग हैं, आम आदमी है, बिल्कुल गांव का भी आदमी है, वो इसका इस्तेमाल कर पाएँ, जिस भी लेवल पे हो, जैसी भी ज़रूरत हो। तो क्या उसके लिए कोई ट्यूटोरियल वीडियोस या ऐसे कोई सर्टिफिकेट कोर्स या किसकी कोई प्लानिंग है? बहुत सारे प्लेटफॉर्म हैं, ऐसा हो सकता है, क्योंकि जो कोर्सेज अभी IIM, IIT से हैं वो बड़े कॉस्टली हैं और वो अलग लेवल के हैं। ये 2 मेरे सवाल हैं।
थैंक यू। नेक्स्ट रोशन। हाँ
सर मेरा सवाल है कि जो हमने पेविलियन में देखे हैं अभी, उसमें मोस्टली जो भारतीय एआई स्टार्टअप हैं उनको गूगल, एनवीडिया या चैट जीपीटी ने, ओपन एआई ने इनिशिएट किए हैं। तो हम कब कहेंगे कि ये अपने पाँव पे खड़े हो पाएंगे?
सेकेंड रो में एनीबडी एल्स?
सेडुल शर्मा फ्रॉम हिंदुस्तान टाइम्स।
हाँ बताइए, आ रहे हैं आपके पास आप? यस प्लीज। हु इज आस्किंग सेकेंड रो में?
हो गया, इधर ही आ गए।
या प्लीज।
Congratulations on the declaration, sir. I just wanted to know, could you give us names of some of the countries that have signed the declaration already? Just a few.
Not proper.
Good evening, sir. Aditi Agrawal. I'm an independent journalist. So first, I want to know what are the outcomes from each of the 7 working groups that were formed before the summit. Second, before the summit began, the Indian government focused on how India will lead the global south. How has that materialized during the summit? Has it materialized in form of bilateral conversations, any MOUs, any pacts being signed? And number 3, today the SGI amendments are supposed to go into effect. We had all the big AI companies and big tech companies of the world here. Has there been any discussion on that? Because the companies have been fairly critical, both off the record and on the record, about the compliance deadline, as well as the 3-hour takedown window, as well as some of the provenance-related specifics of the SGI amendments.
Sir, Manas from the Times of India. Sir, has the objective of a technological framework been achieved, and how many countries are on board, and what is the reaction of the big tech companies? Another is that, and given the representation of the big tech companies, what is the government doing to ensure that we are not going to be the data and talent supplier?
Last in the second row, I think she's about wants to ask. Yeah, thank you.
So Momita from PTI, I think everybody is curious to know the contours of the New Delhi Declaration. The focus and thrust, rightly for India has been impact, the use cases and how it benefits the public. If you could just give us give us some color on what the New Delhi Declaration contours look like, which are the areas where consensus has already been reached, where 70 countries are coming together and supporting those causes, and how would it benefit Indians?
Third row, anybody in the third row? Okay, thank you. Please.
Sir, Nabodita from Outlook Business. Sir, wanted to understand, recently French President mentioned about, he urged India to be a part of the social media ban for those under the age of 15. So has there been some sort of consensus that you reached with other countries about the same?
Anybody in third row? Okay. Please.
Hello, sir. Himanshu this side from Rajasthan Patrika. Sir, so I wanted to ask, like, what role will...
पत्रिका से तो हिंदी में पूछना चाहिए यार। मुझे भी तो चांस मिले हिंदी में जवाब देने का।
जी बिल्कुल। सर, तो मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूँ।
बचपन से पढ़ता हूँ पत्रिका।
सर, मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूँ, जैसे आज हमने डॉक्टर मोहन यादव मध्य प्रदेश के सीएम की भी ब्रीफिंग देखी। सो मतलब लाइक स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स का जो पूरा का पूरा प्लान रहेगा और कैसे गवर्नमेंट जो है वो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स के साथ मिलकर काम करेगी, लाइक अगर हम स्पेशली स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की बात करें। थैंक यू।
तीसरी रो में और कोई नहीं? आइए इधर लेफ्ट से।
राइट में, लेफ्ट में आ जाए।
सर, एलएलएम्स की बात हो रही है, सर्वम एआई की बात हो रही है। क्या हम अपना इंडिया का कोई ऐसा एलएलएम कर सकते हैं जो डीप सीक और अमेरिका की जो डोमिनेंस है उसको काउंटर कर सके? क्योंकि हमारे पास डेटा इज ऑयल तो है, लेकिन हमारे ऑयल का जो इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं डीप लर्निंग के लिए, नहीं, क्या वो सचमुच डीप सीक को कम्पीट कर सकता है आज, या उस लेवल पर हम कब पहुंच सकते हैं?
सर, अमन फ्रॉम ऑल इंडिया रेडियो। सर, एआई जॉब लॉसेस को लेकर क्या दिल्ली डिक्लेरेशन में कुछ है?
क्या थर्ड रो में और कोई? सज्जन,
हेलो।
जॉब लॉस को लेकर क्या
एआई की वजह से?
हेलो सर, क्या?
हाय सर, याकूत अली फ्रॉम डीएल हिंदी। सर, मेरा सवाल आपसे ये है कि डेटा प्रोटेक्शन को लेकर सरकार क्या कर रही है, क्योंकि हम देख रहे हैं ओपन एआई, चैट जीपीटी और माइक्रोसॉफ्ट सभी जो है डेटा का एक्सेस ले रहे हैं। कल एक नोटिफिकेशन भी आया था जिसमें कहा गया कि अब आप अपने कॉन्टैक्ट्स भी शेयर कर सकते हैं और फिर अपने कॉन्टैक्ट्स को रीच आउट भी कर सकते हैं। तो आपको नहीं लगता कि जितने भी भारतीय हैं उनका डेटा लिया जा रहा है?
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, right side में third row. हाँ, please.
Yes, sir. This is Shruti from Outlook India. Sir, after that Galgotia controversy, many private academic institutions are scared that how Indian AI ecosystem will react. So how government are planning to restore the confidence among them?
Anybody else on this third row? No. फोर्थ रो में थोड़ी सी दो क्वेश्चन होंगे।
फोर्थ रो में काफ़ी क्वेश्चंस हैं।
अच्छा, ठीक है।
पहले थर्ड रो कंप्लीट
होने के बाद
क्वेश्चन करीब करीब अब रिपीट होने लग गए हैं। और डिक्लेरेशन के कंटूर्स और कंटूर में क्या क्या है, किस डायरेक्शन में क्या क्या बातें, वो सब कल आपके सामने पूरा ट्रांसपेरेंटली शेयर कर लेंगे। आम जन तक पहुंचाने का, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स को इन्वॉल्व करने का और ट्रेनिंग का, और विमेन को इसका क्या बेनिफिट मिलेगा। आई वुड लाइक टू से दैट वी हैव टेकन अ इंटरनल टारगेट ऑफ अबाउट 20 lakh persons to be trained on AI, which we will be making that as a part of our mission 2.0. उसका कंप्लीट क्या फॉर्मेट बनना है वो सब इंडस्ट्री के साथ ऑलरेडी आप सब जानते हैं कि वी आर वर्किंग विद इंडस्ट्री ऑन दैट। विशेषकर जो कॉलेजेस और स्कूल्स में कोर्स करिकुलम बनना है उसमें इंडस्ट्री के इनपुट्स लगातार आ रहे हैं अभी, और जैसे ही वो फाइनल होता है वो आपके साथ शेयर भी करेंगे। सेमीकंडक्टर का भी इंडस्ट्री के साथ मिलके किया था, टेलीकॉम का भी इंडस्ट्री के साथ मिलके किया है, तो इसका भी इंडस्ट्री के साथ मिलके ही करेंगे, जिससे कि एक रेलेवेंट प्रैक्टिकल यूज़फुल नॉलेज आ सके इंडस्ट्री के लिए। स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स को बहुत क्लोजली इसमें पार्टिसिपेट कराएंगे, क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली जन जन तक पहुंचने का माध्यम राज्य सरकारों के तरीके से ही हो सकता है। सर्वम करीब करीब हर बेंचमार्क पे बाकियों से खरे उतरा है, और ख़ासकर जो ओपन एआई से भी और डीप सीक से भी और जेमिनाई के प्रो मॉडल से भी कई बेंचमार्क पे वो बेटर है। आप चाहो तो उसके जो उन्होंने ड्रॉप किया है एक्स पे, वो सारे के सारे पैरामीटर्स पे जो ग्लोबली एक्सेप्टेड पैरामीटर्स हैं उस पर देख सकते हो। एसजीआई के जो नए रेगुलेशंस आए हैं उसको सबने स्वीकार किया है, एक्सेप्ट किया है, और एवरीबडी हैज़ टोल्ड, जितने भी लोग मिले हैं सब ने ये कहा कि ये ज़रूरत है देश की, और बल्कि अभी दुनिया के बहुत सारे देश ऑलरेडी इसी डायरेक्शन में रेगुलेशन लाने की बात कर रहे हैं। बल्कि कई देशों ने तो कहा कि कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट भी किया कि भारत ने सबसे अच्छी बड़ी ये पहल ली है, अच्छी पहल ली है, और आने वाले समय में और कई देश इस तरह के जो वाटर मार्किंग है, और उसका उद्देश्य मेन है कि जो भी देख रहा है कंटेंट उसके सामने एक ट्रांसपेरेंसी के साथ आए कि ये रियल कंटेंट है या सिंथेटिक कंटेंट है। वो ट्रांसपेरेंसी ज़रूरी है ताकि आप लोग खुद स्वयं डिसाइड कर सके कि उस पर ट्रस्ट करना या नहीं करना। दूसरी बात ये भी बहुत ज़रूरी है हमें जानने की कि जो समाज में कानून और कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के तहत जो इल्लीगल है वो ऑनलाइन की दुनिया में भी इल्लीगल है, जो फिजिकल वर्ल्ड में इल्लीगल है वो ऑनलाइन की दुनिया में भी इल्लीगल है। वो एक बहुत स्वाभाविक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल मैंडेट है। तो इसमें मुझे तो कोई भी नहीं मिला जिसने इसका विरोध किया हो। अगर आपको कोई मिले तो मेरे पास जरूर पहुंचा देना है। टेक्नो लीगल फ्रेमवर्क बहुत तेज़ी से आगे बढ़ रहा है। चिल्ड्रन प्रोटेक्शन पे ऑलरेडी मैं स्टेटमेंट दे चुका हूँ। डेटा प्रोटेक्शन का फ्रेमवर्क बहुत स्ट्रांग है, बल्कि अब तो मैं नाम नहीं लेना चाहूँगा, लेकिन 3 देशों ने कहा कि हम अपने डेटा प्रोटेक्शन के फ्रेमवर्क को इंडिया के डेटा प्रोटेक्शन के फ्रेमवर्क के समान करना चाहेंगे। ऑलरेडी आज और कल की जो मीटिंग्स हैं उसमें ये आज कल और परसों 3 दिन की मीटिंग में ऑलरेडी 3 देशों ने कहा कि आपका टेम्पलेट बहुत अच्छा है, इसी तरह के कानून को हम भी बनाना चाहेंगे। मिथ बस्टर्स की बात ट्रेनिंग के साथ ही जुड़ेगी ताकि किस तरह से एआई से संबंधित कोई भी पॉइंट हो उसका बेनिफिट कैसे उठाएं। आगे चलें।
4th रो लेफ्ट साइड से, एनीबडी ऑन इन 4th रो प्लीज। जी
नमस्कार, मैं संदीप हूँ, प्रभात खबर झारखंड से। जिस तरीके से एआई को लेकर शोर मच रहा है तो उसमें सबसे ज़्यादा ट्रेंड करने की ज़रूरत बच्चों को है आज के दौर में। तो क्या किसी तरह का कोई मॉड्यूल ये कोर्स स्टार्ट किया जाएगा स्कूलों में कि 7 साल 8 साल 10 साल के बच्चों को एआई की ट्रेनिंग दी जाएगी? इस तरह की कोई योजना है, कोई प्लानिंग है?
नेक्स्ट आगे इधर, यस बीच में है, यहाँ पर पूछना चाहते हैं, इधर बीच में।
Thank you, sir. Arundeep from The Hindu. So just one question. You've had the opportunity to interact with a lot of leaders in AI and world leaders on a range of subjects. Does the government of India, after this event, believe that AGI is coming in the next 2 years? What is the government's position on that clearly? And if so, are we prepared for that as a country? And I lied, I have another question. Second question is, the next summit is going to be held in Switzerland, but given the response to this edition, is this something that we might do again in the coming future?
ठीक है, अजय।
सर, अजय मिश्र दूरदर्शन से। सर, सवाल यह है कि जो भारत ने यूपीआई में करके दिखाया, जो हमने डेमोक्रेटाइजेशन वहाँ पर किया, क्या हम कोशिश करेंगे एआई में? और इस डेमोक्रेटाइजेशन के इस ओपन सोर्स मॉडल को पूरी दुनिया ने किस तरह से लिया है, वो हम समझना चाहेंगे सर। थैंक यू सर।
4th row, anybody else? Yes, please.
Hi, good evening, sir. Ashmit from CNBC TV 18. Firstly, congratulations on the largest ever AI summit. I had 2 questions, sir. Amongst the companies that were here, there were also the likes of NVIDIA, AMD. One concern, India is going for a data center build out, as was evident from the large commitments that we've seen. The cost of compute, the cost of chips is something that constantly kept coming up in the conversations. Has that been discussed, and are there any material assurances, gains for India under the Pax Silica arrangement? That's one. Second, you spoke earlier about diffusion. I just want to get a little clarity as a part of the Mission 2.0 that you made a reference to. A lot of these applications for AI for social purposes, the ROI may not be immediately available for the developer. In such a case, is the government willing to step in under Mission 2.0 under some form of support or viability gap funding?
Okay.
Can I ask? Okay, I'm Surabhi from the Economic Times, sir. Two questions. One is I wanted to understand from you that when we launched the first version of the India AI mission, from that time to now, I think a lot has changed in the AI ecosystem. So what are going to be the main focus areas of the next phase of the AI mission? Secondly, I know you want to talk about the declaration tomorrow and not today, but I wanted to understand that you've had meetings with the biggest names of AI as far as AI leaders are concerned. What are some of the things, discussion points that have come up? What have been some of the asks that they have made to you and you have made to them as far as their contributions to India are concerned?
फिफ्थ क्वेश्चन जितने भी है ले लेते हैं एक बार में.
हाँ, फिफ्थ रो पीछे.
रिपीटिशन ही हो रहा है अभी.
कोई फिफ्थ रो में एनीबडी? ये इट्स लेस सेंटर में. हाँ दीजिए. यस.
हेलो.
हाँ प्रदीप जी.
हाँ नमस्कार, मैं प्रदीप सरदाना. मैं ये जानना चाहूँगा, ये तो इंटरनेशनल अपना इसका समिट हुआ, लेकिन क्या कुछ सरकार की ऐसी भी योजना है कि अलग अलग गांवों में, अलग अलग शहरों में, छोटे छोटे लेवल पर भी इस तरह के कुछ इवेंट कराए जाएंगे? कुछ तरह के समिट होंगे छोटे छोटे लेवल पर गांवों में या टाउन्स में या कुछ डिस्ट्रिक्ट के अंदर?
नेक्स्ट. हाँ आ रहे हैं इसके बाद. हाँ यस पूछिए.
Good evening, Mr. Minister. This is Arunoday Mukherjee from the BBC. I just wanted to understand and draw your attention to the US delegation, which was here earlier today. They have very strongly rejected calls for global governance in AI. I wanted your response to that, and doesn't that go against what this entire summit was all about, charting a path which is a unified path towards global governance? How would you respond to that?
Yes. Next. Amritpal.
Yeah, Minister, this is Amritpal from DD India. The IMF chief today said that while AI could lift global growth by a percentage point and help India achieve how is the government preparing to deal with that?
Hello sir, I am Pragya from NewsNight Live. My question is that is India moving towards comprehensive AI law, or it will regulate by sector by sector?
Back. Okay, इनके बाद.
Hi sir, this is Vishal from Transcontinental Times. My question to you is, in the face of rising deep fakes and sophisticated artificial intelligence misleading information, how does the government ensure the accountability without touching ease for doing the business for startups?
Backside, Brahm Prakash ji.
ब्रह्म प्रकाश दुबे जी न्यूज़ से. सर मेरा सवाल है कि जिस तरह से बीते कुछ सालों में टेक्नोलॉजी बढ़ी है, देश के समक्ष एक चुनौती बनी है साइबर फ्रॉड और डिजिटल अरेस्ट की. हाल ही में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने भी सरकार से कहा है इस पर विचार करने के लिए. तो जो 5 दिन का मंथन हुआ, क्या इसको लेकर भी कोई एआई की भूमिका कहीं हो सकती है? इसको रोक सकते हैं? कुछ ऐसा निकला है? क्योंकि ये बड़ा इशू है. रिजर्व बैंक ने भी अभी बैंकों को कहा है इस मामले को सीरियस लेने के लिए. थैंक यू.
नेक्स्ट. Yes, please.
So, Sumita Karir from ET Now. So my question is related to the declaration. I do understand that you want to talk about it tomorrow, but if you could throw some light on whether there is some sort of consensus on demarking high-risk AI, or will that be left to national governments to decide and demarcate? Thank you.
Yes, please, on the 5th row. Left side. Please pass on.
Sir, Dhairya Maheshwari from Sputnik India. Sir, my question is in regards to the Global South. Since this was the first summit to be held in a Global South country, we saw significant representation. Africa, there was an Africa AI village. So my question is, can we see, Global South priorities in terms of how AI should be developed? Will they be reflected in the joint statement? And what, according to you, are the major takeaways for the broader Global South? And since Prime Minister Modi also, he championed the inclusion of African Union during the G20 summit. Thank you.
Anyone else in the? Yes, please. Backside, one person is left.
Hi, sir. Jatin Grover from Mint. A couple of questions. I wanted to understand any discussions with the participating nations, maybe to create a G20-like group so that help us creating some sort of a binding agreements with the nations on the AI declarations. That's one. And till a few minutes back at the ATL conference, you talked about having a legal framework to address the cyber crime basically arising from AI. Can you please elaborate more on that? What kind of legal framework the government is looking at? Thank you.
Anybody else wants question? Otherwise, we are closing. Okay. अच्छा आपके बाद. Yes.
Hi, sir. Suraksha from the Economic Times. This is about the 12 foundational models that the India AI mission is backing. We launched 3 of them. Do you have visibility on when the rest of the 9 will be launched? And also, have you finalized the terms of the agreements with these companies?
All right, so that was a detailed press conference which was held by Information Broadcasting as well as Electronics and IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw, where he talked about the kind of outcomes really of 5 days so far of the India AI Impact Summit, topmost being $250 billion investments being committed for AI infra in India, but different AI giants and chip giants as well. They've talked about how a declaration will be coming out tomorrow. Over 70 nations have already signed it, and the goal is to get to even more, perhaps cross the figure of 80 as well, although not much was mentioned about the content of the declaration and who all are the signatories. But the minister did say that all the significant players are on board, and he will give a detailed piece of information about the entire content, etc. He talked a lot about Mission 2.0 as well, India AI Mission 2.0, the kind of goals that have been set there, the funding. It's about GPUs, 20,000 more GPUs to the 38,000 that India already has, and over 2 million people to be trained in AI nationwide as well. So that's one of the goals as well of Mission 2.0.
Indeed, the minister also going on to talk about how engineers and researchers have produced frugal but effective models with very little resources. He spoke about the Prime Minister's Manav vision, which was very well received by all the stakeholders concerned. And on Saturday, tomorrow, he said we'll be laying the foundation of the next semiconductor plant in the neighboring state of Uttar Pradesh. On the 28th, the commercial production will start from the Micron facility, and the size of the plant will be more than 10 cricket fields put together. It will be inaugurated on the 28th.
Yes, and a lot was also talked about the kind of essence that has been drawn from the deliberations as well, where AI is concerned, and the kind of consensus which has been built along it. Of course, we'll know the letter and spirit of it when the declaration really comes out, Ramesh, but he has talked about how the PM's vision has been well received, the Manav vision. There is, of course, the Frontier agreement as well, which is voluntary between the AI giants and some of the Indian AI companies as well, like Sarvam and Bharat Gen, which have put out their own models as well. There were questions regarding the capability of India's AI models compared to other more well-known, well-advertised, and of course profit-oriented AI models coming out from the Silicon Valley as well from China. And that again, the minister said, is their competence is pretty well established. It's been well declared and accepted by the industry as well.
And Gautam, talking about the AI Mission 2.0 in particular, the minister said that 2 million people would be trained on AI in India alone, and the government will have the state governments participating in it to ensure that AI training reaches all levels, percolates down to the lowest common denominator. In that context, he also went on to say that Sarvam, the indigenous AI model, is globally competitive as well.
All right. So that was, of course, the press conference of the minister concerned as far as well, artificial intelligence and overall information technology in India is concerned. The flagship event, the 4th such event in the world, has been extended by another day. It was meant to conclude today, but it will be going on for another day on Saturday as well, primarily to give access to people, because more than 500,000 people have visited this summit through the course that has been on from Monday, and perhaps there's more in store. But with that, we have to close this special segment. Thanks for being with us, and do keep watching DD India for all the latest.
Thanks for watching. Take care.
geopolitics and trade deals, economic challenges amid development, hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium, we'll get you centered with the economic brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
स्वागत आहे टू मॅग्नेटिक महाराष्ट्र. One of India's newest states. One of India's
Hello and welcome to this special broadcast on DD India. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. The world looks at India as it hosts AI Impact Summit 2026. Over 100 nations, 20 heads of states, policymakers, startups are here in New Delhi under one roof to deliberate on various aspects of artificial intelligence. With the theme Welfare for All, Happiness of All, the summit is focusing on how India can be used for global good and betterment of human lives. With a constructive approach, global visitors are hailing the summit and India's vision in the AI sector. On the sidelines, DD India correspondents caught up with some of the eminent personalities who participated in the summit. Let's have a look.
We are at India AI Impact Summit in New Delhi. I have with me Jay Chaudhary, CEO, Chairman and founder of Zscaler. Zscaler is a leading cloud enterprise security provider based in California. And Jay is an accomplished entrepreneur, more than 25 years of expertise in security industry. Jay Chaudhary ji, welcome to DD India.
Thank you. I'm glad to have this discussion.
Jay, let's first talk about the AI Impact Summit. What are your thoughts on it? How has been the experience so far?
It's massive. It's big. No matter which direction you go to, there's lots and lots of people enjoying. I've been to a few sessions. I did a keynote this morning. It's great to see people are looking forward to learning and participating in it. It's wonderful.
Right. Just to understand your work and experience, from the perspective of your core expertise, can you explain how threats, security infrastructure also need to evolve with evolving technology such as artificial intelligence?
Mm-hmm. You know, in old days, before digital, all the threats used to be physical. Somebody will break into your house. Now, every business is happening online. India has become digital. The world has become digital. So it's natural for bad guys to come after the digital world. They want a piece of action without working hard. So it's not surprising that people are trying to do this. And every new technology comes in, it offers a positive side, it offers a negative side. That means the same technology can be abused. AI is wonderful, but AI is dangerous. It's becoming easier to attack, to breach using AI. But companies like Zscaler are using AI to catch the bad guys before they really break in, or if they break in, to find them and isolate them. So it's a race with bad guys, and our job is to stay ahead and keep all these businesses safe.
Right. If you talk about Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision that he reiterates about human-centric AI, that artificial intelligence should be inclusive, it should serve the humanity, not seek to replace it. How do you look at his approach and vision as far as AI is concerned?
I think it's a wonderful approach because in the other world where AI is dominated by a few companies and only the smaller number of people will benefit from it, which is not good for mankind. So having inclusive approach, that means making AI available to the masses, to broader set of companies, it's a good thing. I mean, India has done some of the things in technology that are kind of good examples from before built. All those systems democratized how payments can be done. Similarly, I think as the government sets the foundational pieces underneath and promotes and makes it easier, so more companies can participate in it, more people can participate in it. So it's a wonderful idea.
And Jay, there's a major survey which presents India, it ranks India at the third position as far as global competitiveness is concerned in AI. What is your assessment of the evolution of AI ecosystem in the country, both in terms of innovation as well as adoption?
So we at Zscaler see a lot of data that our customers use out there. So India actually in the use of AI actually shows up 1 or 2 even ahead of the survey talk about. But the survey's view of third is, I'm sure they put US and China as 1 and 2, and India is right behind it. And that's based on the amount of work done in creating foundational models. I think India has tons of talent, tons of potential to catch up or get ahead. And also, you don't have to build large language models for everything. Large language models are wonderful because you can ask them any questions. For a layman, they're pretty exciting. But in the real world, you need domain-specific language models. A language model for agriculture that's trained and specialized in that. So those are the type of models India is focused on. I was in Davos having some conversations in some of the meetings that our IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnav had. I mean, he talked about many of the domain-specific models India is building. I think that's a very good approach. And with this, India can actually get ahead. AI can really help automate many of the systems. It can catch bad things quickly. So I think the push this AI Impact Summit is doing for India, it's a wonderful thing.
Right. Let's talk about your journey. It's widely acknowledged that the biggest of tech brands may be based in the West, but they're usually led by Indians or people of Indian origin. I understand you studied at BHU, then went to Harvard Business School. Tell us a little about your journey. How did you make it big?
You know, sometimes I wonder if my life is real or I'm simply dreaming. Okay. Because today I'm running one of the largest security companies with about $30 billion market cap. I was born and raised in a tiny village in the foot of the Himalayas. We got electricity after I finished my 8th grade. We got running water after I finished my 10th grade. I just was a good student. My parents encouraged me to study hard. Indian education was such that it was relatively inexpensive, or I would say in my case, it was free. IIT BHU had very little fees. So all that helped me to get my engineering, then go overseas and go from there. So I actually owe a lot to India. And I always think about giving back. And that's why when we started Zscaler, we opened our office in Bangalore before we opened the office in Silicon Valley. Just about 40% of our employees are based in India. And we are serving and working with lots of large companies and Indian government to keep them safe.
And a lot of young people watching this interaction would be inspired by your journey and would be curious to know how do they adapt to the opportunities that open up with artificial intelligence in diverse domain where they may be studying or working. How do they upskill as far as AI is concerned?
So the first advice I'll give to budding young people is there are no shortcuts in life. Work hard. I've always worked hard. You worked hard, you learn, you build convictions, you build confidence, you go ahead. In today's world, learning is so easy. Everything is online. AI models are available. I think they need to really build convictions in certain areas, go deep, and don't give up quickly. And lots of good things happen. I mean, that's what I did. I had no plan to do all these startups. When I was exposed to certain opportunities, I dug deep, I learned about them, and I took advantage of them, and you pursue. The other thing I would say is, it's good to take some risks. If you want to do anything in life, you need to go out, take some chances, and if you work hard and smart, you always find success one way or the other.
Right. And finally, because you're from the security domain, I'm tempted to ask that in the context of AI, what are the kind of challenges, headwinds that governments and individuals should look out for in the coming future?
So as I said early on, AI can be very dangerous. What do I mean by that? When hackers attack, they find your attack surface. For example, firewalls that can be compromised, your VPN network, your application portal. It used to take weeks and weeks for hackers to find that attack surface for a given corporation. Today, you can ask ChatGPT or Gemini and say, tell me all the firewalls and VPNs that have security vulnerabilities, and give it to me in a nice table format. In under 30 seconds, you get it. You can have very sophisticated phishing emails to be sent out. And once you're in, AI agents can automate the task of find your valuable applications to encrypt them or bring them down. So we need some defenses. The technology Zscaler pioneered is the opposite of firewalls and VPNs. We created something, what's known as zero trust architecture, which means don't trust anyone. Don't trust people, and tomorrow you'll have lots of AI agents. You don't trust them, but if you don't trust them, how do you use them? You give them only this little trust. For example, a user can only access application A or B, nothing more than that. Similarly, AI agents will be given very limited access to specific things. If you do that, your business will be safer. The old model is, once your people or agents will get on your network, they can go wherever they need to go. That model needs to change, and businesses need to embrace new kind of security, zero trust, which helps agentic environment as well as others.
Right, and finally, we are at the India AI Impact Summit. It is said to be one of the largest hosted in the Global South. How do you see the significance of that and the impact?
So first of all, it's saying that there's a high degree of interest in India itself. There's awareness. People are using more and more. And that's what we're finding in Zscaler research as well. India is using AI quite a bit. That's number one. Number two, lots of enterprises, a lot of businesses are here. That means businesses are curious to understand and learn. But a lot of these young companies are actually showcasing interest, showcasing their products. And then there's such a large presence from leaders from outside India and many nations, which really essentially a recognition that India is a place where things are happening, and they want to be part of it, and they want to participate in it.
Jay Chaudhary, thank you for speaking with DD India.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
At the ongoing India AI Impact Summit 2026, key industry stakeholders are coming under one roof to discuss ideas, exchange innovations, and build up a future which is ready to handle AI for the prosperity of the country. At the summit, DD India's Deepika had an exclusive interaction with Amit Chadha, MD and CEO of L&T Services, who talked about the importance of summit and thanked the government for hosting it at the right moment. Take a listen.
Hello and welcome to this special segment on the ongoing India AI Impact Summit 2026. We are right now at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi, which is hosting the first of its kind summit across the Global South. And now we are joined with a very special guest, Mr. Amit Chadha, the MD and CEO of L&T Technology Services, joins us in this special interaction. So thank you so much for talking exclusively to us.
And thank you so much for having me here today.
When we talk about L&T Technology Services, you are also one of the exhibitors at the India AI Impact Summit. Tell us the purpose, tell us the expectations, and how do you look at the growth of AI in India?
Sure. So if I was to address AI and India, and then I'll come to L&T and LTTS later. But if I look at AI, it all started with machine learning many, many years ago, and then to AI, and then Gen AI, agentic AI, and now we're talking about physical AI as well. India has had a leg up on two things. One, with the number of STEM graduates that come out, about 1.x million graduates every year coming out, as well as the education standards that we have, it gives us a leg up on trying to understand the basics, right? One. Second, with the IT industry and the engineering services industry, which is today a $600 billion industry, we've got the domain expertise that does not exist in this critical scale at other places. So if you take both of those, and then you take the advent of AI and Gen AI, etc., you look at the last 18 months and you will be happy to note the amount of work that the Indian industry, India Inc., is today doing in AI. From helping banking and financial institutions in the US and Europe, to manufacturing enterprises across the world, to service industry, if I may, globally, there are multiple examples where India Inc. has actually implemented, installed, rolled out, scaled up AI initiatives. So I do believe that India is the perfect scaling partner for the world for AI.
And when we talk about the India AI Impact Summit, first of its kind event across the global south, and you keep traveling the world. Right now, you just visited the Washington, D.C. What your experience says when we talk about India AI Impact Summit, it being hosted by New Delhi, and the kind of guests, speakers, exhibitors who are here?
So the India AI Impact Summit, I think, is a follow-on from the one that happened in France last year and the UK the year prior. I think it is but befitting for India to host it. If we are going to be the scale partner for the world, we need to be able to showcase what we've got. So if you go across the mandapams, you look at the various stalls, and not just LTTS or LNT, but you look at various stalls of various companies, you can see different facets of AI and the real life implementation of the same. I think this is extraordinary. Just like the unified payment system, UPI, that India implemented some years ago, I do believe that AI with the deep tech startups as well as the India Inc., India is here to scale and stay.
When we talk about the India AI Impact Summit, and as you said that this is really extraordinary, there are many sessions also, around 5,000 plus sessions which are ongoing, and people are brainstorming on the concept called AI, artificial intelligence. But there is a need to regulate, as well as there is a need not only to regulate AI, but also to democratize AI at the same time. How do you look at it, and how can India achieve this under the AI India mission?
See, it again depends on, would you do you want more innovation or do you want more regulation? This is an age-old discussion that continues to happen on various facets. I do believe in responsible AI. I do believe in ethical AI and secure AI. But beyond that, I think there has to be a level of innovation. We will learn, we will fail, we will stand up, we will learn again. And that's broadly how I see it. If I was to switch and talk to you about what we've been doing at L&T, so L&T implemented the digital about 8 years ago across the enterprise. One of the first in India to do that. About 18 months ago, our chairman got us all together across the business units as well as independent company CEOs and said, you know what, we're going to have an AI council. I want the group to learn from each other, and I want then the group to take it to the world, right? Today, if you look at it, LTTS alone has got 250 patents filed in AI. The L&T group, I'm sure, has got about more than 400 patents filed on AI. And we've recently announced, just a few hours ago, tie-up with NVIDIA to launch a gigawatt factory, AI factory for India. So if you look all in all, I think there's a lot of innovation at the same time. There's a lot of scale, there is speed that needs to happen with it.
That's a very important announcement, the launch of gigawatt AI technology here in India and the factory that you're talking about. Tell us, how is it going to help the employment opportunities and create more such for the youth especially?
Sure. So if I go back, and I was talking to somebody earlier today, when the horse cart got replaced by automobiles, people said that you know, this is going to create havoc. Y2K happened and people said that after Y2K, the IT industry will be over. The IT industry, engineering industry today is $600 billion in revenues. This is a change. No doubt it's a change. Now what's important is how are we going to embrace it? And are we going to let the change us, or are we going to be part of the change and therefore become the medium for the world? I do believe that we've got two things going for India. One, like I said, is the domain expertise that we possess about processes, about industries, micro verticals, right? That you don't have available. Second, the STEM graduates that we've got coming along. Third, the kind of investments that the government is making in the deep tech startups, in the data center area, in the SEMCON area, and of course supporting the IT ES industry. I do believe that all these three put together creates the perfect, shall I say, recipe for future success. Of course, the same skills that we have relevant today will change. You will need a lot more analytics. You will need a lot more diagnostics, right? Because the mundane activities will get done by AI. But then that brings reliability, that brings plus. I have a number of cases with my clients who could not have afforded. So give you an example, a particular client wanted to look at seismic data analysis of a reservoir in an oil reservoir. They could not think about doing it without AI because it was requiring a lot more number of dollars. The reliability was not there in the data or the results that were coming out, etc. But now leveraging AI, we are implementing that for this client. And it's a time-bound initiative, it's affordable, more reliable. If you come to our booth, we'll show you, we've been working on endoscopic images that we can enlarge without changing the camera, because we are able to leverage AI to be able to do that. We've got rail inspection, physical AI systems we've implemented that improve the safety and reliability in the rail system. So there's so much more that can be done. It will create new opportunity and new jobs. My advice to the youth is keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, don't get psyched by all this conversation. Figure out a way to make yourself relevant and with the right skill set for the future.
But for leveraging AI, trust building is also important. How do we do that?
Absolutely. See, it's a two-way street. We will have to trust the system, we will have to trust the data and what it throws up, but we'll have to verify. At the same time, we'll have to make sure there is no hallucination, right? There have to be a lot of security measures to be put in. You, of course, like you talked about regulations, there will have to be some amount of regulations and rails that we will have to put in. But I believe once you do all that, it is a net positive going forward for the world and for India.
So would it be right to say that the India AI Impact Summit comes at the right moment?
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Amit Chadha, for joining us and talking exclusively to DD India.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate being here today with you.
So there you heard Mr. Chadha talking about AI, its regulation, ethics, and also trust building, which is a key, and how Mr. Chadha and his company, through the AI initiative, through artificial intelligence, are working towards accelerating the economic growth, not only for the country, but for the entire world. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.
That's it in this special broadcast. News and updates will continue on DD India. You stay tuned.